Hi, welcome. We're going to take a look at some examples of Austin ISD teachers using Blend who've done a great job of showing what meaningful feedback can look like in a course. So let's first take a look at a breakdown of some characteristics of meaningful feedback. What we've done is we've aligned the Highlander Institute priority practices with each one of our high leverage strategies. And so for meaningful feedback, I first want to point out there are really three main types of feedback. Teacher to student feedback, that's the one we typically think of. Student to teacher feedback, as well as student to student feedback. And this is an interesting one that isn't mentioned here, but you will get to see in one example, is parent to teacher feedback. So keep that in mind. I'm going to give you a few seconds just to read over these three priority practices. Awesome. And so what I want us to take away from these three priority practices is that yes, feedback is happening, but also we are doing something with the feedback. It's driving the learning. It is allowing students to have a clearer vision of mastery, and that we're taking into consideration that feedback and we're changing things in the future. So now we are going to take a look at two Austin ISD's teacher blend courses. And we're going to start with elementary. Keith Statler, Spanish elementary teacher. So this is her front page. She's got hyperlinked buttons or tiles. And at the top, she's got kind of what links to her content, but you'll see right below, and I talked a little bit about this, parent to teacher feedback. She's got some student surveys, and then she's got a parent survey. So let's take a look at the student one first. She's embedded a Google Doc or a Google survey just directly into Blend. So if that's what you feel comfortable building, you can do that. She asks some logistical questions. She asks about the ease of finding things. So really that's about the organization of her Blend course. She asks, their opinions. Are they fun? Are they educational? And then she wants to know, like, have you checked out everything? Really kind of getting some feedback on what is interesting to children. And then even having them choose what their favorite is. So when thinking about what she's going to be designing next, this information is going to be incredibly valuable to her. This survey was created during distance learning time. So she asked a question about, have you joined a live Zoom? And yes, we know that we can see which students join, but this is some hard data that she has to work with, and that gives her good feedback about how can I maybe get more people to join, and which kids aren't joining. And then she just asks the students what they want to see more of, and she provides kind of an open-ended other option, which is really cool. So let's also take a look at the parent survey. So the parent survey, a lot of the questions are the same, but she's changed some of the wording because this is a different perspective. So she has some logistical questions. As we know, a lot of parents are supporting, and parents and caretakers are supporting students in navigating Blend. So asking about that and getting some feedback from parents about, is it easy to find the content? And she changed up the wording here. Instead of fun and educational, she has the enriching and engaging for your child. And she also has provided a lot of other boxes here for parents to give more in-depth answers and maybe provide additional feedback she wasn't expecting. And at the end, she once again left an open-ended question just to kind of get general feedback. So let's take a look at our secondary teacher, Rachel Murray. She is a dance teacher, and what we're seeing right here is leading into students giving feedback to fellow peers. So what Miss Murray has done is she's given a very clear task on how students should film themselves for dance. Like I said, she's a dance teacher. Some tips for this. She even models what that looks like. And then on the next page, once students have submitted that, then what this is going to allow, and she's used the peer feedback blend feature, and when you create an assignment, you can actually choose for it to be a peer feedback assignment, and you can choose which students will give feedback to which students, or you can randomize it. So there's a couple of ways to do that. And she's given a lot of guidance on what that feedback looks like, because we know that if we are going to open a culture of feedback, that we do need to give some guidance on that and give students some constraints, maybe even some sentence stems. And of course, she's given kind of some specific things that they're giving feedback on: movement, camera angles, set design, costume. And then she's giving directions on how to give that feedback right here. And she has in a text entry. So this is a text entry submission type. And after that, after students have received feedback, then they submit again. So when thinking about making sure that feedback drives the learning, students submit their dance, they get feedback from both their peers, and the teacher gave all of her students feedback too. So they got feedback from 2 other stakeholders, and then they refilm and they upload their final video. One of the cool things, and so SpeedGrader, I'm actually going to go into my Sandbox course and show you what SpeedGrader looks like. SpeedGrader opens up in a new tab. I just put a PDF that says testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There are a lot of different ways you can give feedback here. So if it's a document, then you have all of these annotation tools. And I will say they're pretty easy to use. You just kind of pop open. It looks kind of like a fancy Word document. And so you can leave notes directly on a Google Doc, on a file upload, a PDF, even an image. So you have that option. And over here we have where you can put the grade. I haven't put a number right here. But what's really cool is in this assignment comments, you can type something, you can attach something, say you already have specific documents based on what you'd like students to work on. So maybe you upload those documents or files that could give them even more guidance in the feedback that you've provided. And then this is a really cool one. This is the media comment where you can record a video for students. And that's really neat, because what student doesn't want to see their teacher physically giving them feedback, especially when we're considering distance learning. I always like the idea of even giving your students a standing ovation. That would feel really great. And then there is a text to speech right here, the speech, and it works pretty well, I will say. It works even better than my iPhone. And then you just press submit, and that is how you can give meaningful feedback to your students.